or you really deserve that word or that epitaph of intellectual. The lack of any of these three elements is inconsistent with the definition of an individual. It is evident that when we discuss the role of intellectuals, we discuss about our social responsibilities. Now I saw a youngster, if I'm not mistaken, being a teacher for 29 years, I'm pretty good with names. That's what people tell me. I think it was Mr. Srikanth, if I'm not mistaken, who gave us a clear picture about demonetization as a chartered accountant. You are Mr. Srikanth, if I'm not mistaken. So that is it. That is, he shared with us something about which he has an expertise. And definitely, you can be or you are an intellectual because you are coming up and doing, or rather you're performing a social responsibility in kindling in all of us a retrospection about how demonetization. I'm not a student of economics, I'm a humanities student. Accounts doesn't make any sense to me. I just know 1,000 rupee note, 500 rupee note, that's it. And just like any other person, I was also vexed. Then, I think I understood one thing. People being social animals, and because it has happened. Because I'm a history student. See, and I always tell the children, we cannot say what is going, it's very funny and it's very paradoxical. Mr. Murthy told about passing the buck. The higher institutional teachers passing the buck to the next one. Ultimately, what you didn't say, but what I hear is pre-primary teachers say that is because of their upbringing, because of their parents. So this passing the buck is definitely not social responsibility. When you feel that there is something out there which you need to change, or we need to be agents of change for a better day. And we are agents of change. And we have to make effective contributions to improve the society in meaningful ways. I would like to just, I don't remember, the name is Akriti, the second surname I forgot, from Betur district in Madhya Pradesh. I happened to, while I was browsing the net, I saw how that girl who was just 21 years old, I don't want to because I don't have time, I would like, or rather I would request all of you to just please go online and check out this name. Betur district, Madhya Pradesh, Akriti, not Vishwas, some other surname, I'm sorry. And how a small little incident instigated her to help a lady form a self-help group because she was under the constant abuse of her drunken husband. And they formed a self-help group, and I'm told, or rather according to the web or the information, she's able to have such a good network in helping women or helping them to have, I have coined a phrase, let us help them, whoever is the less privileged or underprivileged. You can, English is such a beautiful language, you can give so n number of words you can use. The underprivileged people to help themselves. Let us help them to help themselves. Let us not impose upon them and tell them this is the way you have to do, let us give them, these are the ways that are there for you, and you take the first step. I guess that will make them understand their self-worth. Amir Khan, just now he showed the video, which I've seen earlier, it's a beautiful video, that is helping them. All of us human beings, we all have, or we are under the influences of something called mob psychology. That is why, when we are in a crowd, one person does it. I'm sure because I am a teacher, when I ask a question, I've seen the children, they will look here and there. If everybody is putting up their hands, she will also put up their hand. Because we all have the habit of following people. So this can be utilized by the intelligentsia in a positive manner. Now when we come to rural development, mainly it is on education, health and nutrition. And there is, as some earlier speakers told, untapped talent is there in the rural area, in the rural sector. Only thing is they need some guidance. And we have social infrastructures that could provide the catalyst that would transform the rural areas, and to encourage increased production or welfare services, physical inputs, social inputs, institutional inputs. Then we come to intellectuals. You must be thinking, what is Plato and Aristotle doing there, who lived here for thousands of years ago? But before I conclude, I will present my theory how, if you belong to the intelligentsia, if you are a real intellectual, your thought, your idea, or your paper, whatever it is, that will transpire through thousands of years. Now we have some moral intellectuals there. I think it was already told by earlier speakers about Dr. Swaminathan and Dr. Varghese Kurian. It has changed over time, and thus the time has arisen to re-examine and redefine the duties and responsibilities, and to speak the truth, to expose lies, like Mr. Srikanth told us how he exposed the lies that we were living, and to turn, someone closer to the actual information and implementation of policies. I was thinking of this slide while Mr. Srikanth was talking. The youngsters, the young generation, the human resource, because I'm sorry, that is my idea, my strong belief. Human resource has to be kindled, developed, nurtured, empowered at the grassroots level. I always tell my teachers to just help the children to just think. Think, let them think. And because they thought differently, laterally, they came up with so many ideas, and that's why when he read my profile, a gentleman who read my profile, actually I was basking in the glory of those thoughts which was given, or rather which was a contribution of my students, because they came up with environment, how to fight environmental pollution, how to be socially responsible. They came up with so many ideas. Now you know what, they have come up with an idea. I want to share it with you. I just was really not taken aback. I was just jogged on the chair when I always have committee meetings with my students, because they decide any law, any rule. I discuss with the children before we imply it in the school scenario. You know what they told back? We are talking about inclusion, having special children in the school, non blind, handicapped, mentally retarded. Ma'am, what about teachers, ma'am? Those who are handicapped physically, or they are blind, or they are deaf. If they are, we are actually practicing inclusion, isn't it? And trust me, I told my management that this year, in May, when we give advertisement for teacher vacancy, we are going to pen it down in the advertisement that any teacher who is not handicapped, who is differently able, are welcome. And this idea has come from my students. I have 29 years of experience. Principal is, I'm happy I'm a principal because I can take decisions faster. That's all. I'm a principal teacher. I'm a teacher. And I love being a teacher, and I strongly believe that it still is the noble profession which makes other professions possible. That is my theory. Anyway, now I am really into this synergy. You must have been very familiar with this. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. This is the in thing, the 2S, that is in thing in human resource. You must be familiar with, those who are in that forum must be familiar with. Synergy and Sawahilia. Both means interpersonal skills. And synergy, you know what this 1 plus 1 is 3, which is being expounded and really brought into so much limelight, was coined. Of course, that word was not there, but this, the whole is more than sum of its parts, was coined by Aristotle thousands of years ago. That's why I told, intelligentsia, intellectual, you are an intellectual if you can influence people, society. The piece of a bicycle spread out on the garage floor cannot be a bicycle. Only the pieces are assembled, that is arranged into a proper relationship, then it becomes a bicycle. Because if you have the seat in the place of pedestal, it cannot be used,